What's going on, people? Merry Christmas for those of you that celebrated. We're back. We're back after the holidays. Hopefully everybody had a good weekend and all of that good stuff. I'm not even sure who made this. It was shared over on my Discord, and it's pretty much just like a breakdown of all the Astralite and the cost in actual like cash of what each item is going to cost you and whatnot. And I just gotta say, I've seen a lot of people kind of like defend this update, and I just want to be clear, okay? I don't absolutely hate the update itself, like the idea of Astralite kind of like combining embers and stars. Like, okay, I guess I could see that. The main issue that I have with the update is just the price point of everything. It's just what did IGG like misplace a zero somewhere? Like, some of this just for an actual person. If you're just talking to an actual person, not some of these like Titan giants that'll drop 30k without thinking about it. These numbers just don't make sense. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. I'll give you a prime example, right? I was thinking, well, if it's gonna take, if you didn't know already, it's gonna take $66,000 to max a champion set. Some of you might not even think twice about what I just said. It's $66,000. That's quite a few cars. Okay. But regardless of that, I've seen people defend it. Well, it's not gonna be 66,000 because a lot of people use a lot of these like discounts. Which, by the way, if you are gonna do something like this or anything like that, go ahead and start using Aptoid. Start saving. Link is gonna be down in the description because you definitely want to have at least some sort of savings on this. But they'll say like, well, you get some savings and whatnot and blah, blah, blah. But you got to remember that 66,000 figure is for one set of gear. Do you guys only use one set of gear in this game? No, of course not. Of course not. You got your mix set. You have your infantry set, your cav set, your range set. Then people will want to start doing their monster hunt gear. Then you might want to start doing your familiar gear, your training gear, T5 gear. You get the flow, right? We're talking over 100,000, right? But then I started thinking, okay, what's the easiest way? Like, are there some fringe items and I can substitute some of the champion and offset some of the cost? The first initial one that came to mind, let me see if I can, I can't zoom in, but the winter mitts, right? I'm thinking, well, the winter mitts are pretty solid and they're probably going to be cheaper than most items to max out. And at max, we're talking 50% HP. Like, that's really good. Then I started looking at it. If you want to max out a winter mitts from level 1 all the way up to level 12, that will take 374 Astrolite. Now that doesn't seem like a lot because obviously everything else just takes so much more. But that will still take you about $1,250 for one of the cheaper items that you can take up. I just want that to sink in, okay? Now, depending on where you are in the world, that's a rent payment for a month, right? And that's one item, the cheapest. Then, of course, we can move on to the more used items if you're not gonna use champion, right? Like the Skull Crusher, right? Skull Crusher, really solid items. Before I had all my champion items, one of my favorite items for sure. But that one takes 1,496 Astrolite. You know what that turns into? $5,000. Do you understand what I'm saying, right? Like, even some of these items that are non-champion, if you want to build your calf set, let's just say you just want to just finish out your calf set, we're still talking $8,000. It's like getting your own 11K hero for that set to be done. And I don't really know where IGG thought that this was gonna be cool. And I think the worst ones are the players that are already out there like spending all this money, because those are the ones that are letting IGG know, yeah, you can drop whatever you want, and we're just gonna pay to try and stay ahead of everybody else. And I'm showing you the items that people barely use, right? Like what, like vials. Vials will take you $300 to max. I mean, yeah. Champion gear. This is where it gets rough, okay? So, if you want to max out your helmet, that will be $6,000. The accessories will take about $12,000 each. Okay, the sword, $7,000. The legs, cheapest one, $4,300. Think about that. The cheapest one, $4,300. The offhand, $5,000. And then the chest, $8,600. Yeah. So, and then of course you have the helpful gear, right? Like the ones that I was just talking about, the training speed and all of that. And even these would be in the $600 to $800. Like, if you want to take up that main hand, right? You just max it out for your research, gathering, whatever it is you might be interested in. That's $623 for that item alone. Bro, that's a PS5. You telling me that each item is worth a PS5? I don't know where these calculations, IGG saw all of these numbers and they thought, man. So my whole issue with the update is the price point. It's just, this is not for regular people. And I get it. Lords Mobile has always had, you know, if you pay more, you'll be competitive more. Of course, that's always been present. But this update just seems to have like that clear, way over the top. Like, okay, 11K heroes came out. At least it was that one thing. This applies to like 30, 40 different things in the game. You know what I was also thinking about? You know what's really making this worse than everything else is because if you realize an update like this usually would be like the biggest update of the year. You know, like you drop something like this and it's so expensive that you don't expect them to drop nothing else for the rest of the year, because I mean, Jesus, we'll have to work on this forever. But how long ago was it that they dropped the army attack jewels? Hasn't been that long ago. And that was an expensive update, especially if you were going for those jewels. That was this year. That was not that long ago. They just recently dropped the research update, which every research up until this point, follow along, right? The initial research was it took speed ups and resources. Okay, cool. Then we went from that into, okay, well, this research is going to take tomes. After that research with tomes came out, we have never gotten a research where that you can just research. Everything has required tomes. So basically, after a certain point, unless you get tomes, you're not getting any new research whatsoever. So, okay, we start seeing the tomes on every single research. Started small, 18K, 20K, then we start getting to like 25K. So we're thinking, you get 30, 35K tomes, you'll be good. No. Over 70,000 tomes needed for this last update. And that dropped what, like a month or two ago? And then boom, we get this update. So in a matter of like a couple of months, we've gotten 3 huge updates that are all expensive. So it's like, okay. And you know what the main issue with this is, right? Let's say that you start, because I've heard some people say, well, what if they come out with a better pack? That's not gonna happen for, at the very least, 6 months to a year. Don't expect a new pack until all the big boys have bought it and gotten where they need to be to quote unquote stay competitive with all their other competition, all the other people that they're competing with. There's not going to be a new pack, so I wouldn't hold your breath on that. And then some people are like, well, what if you slow roll it? How do you slow roll $1,000, $2,000 per item? Like, and the main thing with that is that, let's say you start slow rolling it, right? By the time you start getting to where you want to be, they'll come out with another update, and all that slow rolling would have gotten you nowhere. Want to know how I know? Because I feel like that's what I've been doing for the past 2 years. I've been slow rolling stuff, kind of have my goals, and every single time, I kid you not, look it up. Every single time I've gotten to the finish line, quote unquote, bam, new update. I should have known as soon as I finished my champion set, there was going to be an update that was like, oh, you think you're done? No, sir. And yeah, what am I going to slow roll? I can't slow roll any of these items because they're just going to become obsolete. And if I start slow rolling the champion gear, I'm not going to get very far because, yeah, you can get level 1, level 2, level 3, maybe even level 4 and think that you're getting somewhere. But if you actually take a look at the stat gainage that you're actually going to be getting those first couple of levels, you're getting like no stats, right? Yeah, first level is like 0.4, second level is about the same. So you may think that you're getting somewhere with your level 3, level 4, all across the board or whatever, but honestly, you didn't gain that many stats. You probably better off gaining stars, to be honest. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how anybody can even look at this update and think that it's good. The amount of money is just incredible. And of course, they dropped it right before Christmas because Baron was coming out. So you know, if you notice the way that updates are released, especially updates like this, they're done right before Baron. And why is that? Because the people that they're targeting are the people that would go for Baron, the people that would spend the money to stay ahead. You know, this game has always been a spend money to be better than others type of game, but this is like over the top. Like, holy crap, dude! It's actually insane. And you know what I've also found kind of interesting is that the Emperor equipment can't be tempered yet, which that's their whole, like, that's who they're targeting, the Emperor equipment type people. So they're gonna have to fix that ASAP and in a hurry, because those Emperor people are not gonna be happy that you have champion gear people out here with their gear tempered having better stats than them. So I'm sure that by the next update or something, the Emperor equipment is going to be able to be tempered. There's 100% no way the Emperor equipment is going to stay that way. But I don't know. I still, like, I said that I was going to take a couple of days to kind of evaluate where everything is and what I want to do. And then to be honest with you, I still don't know. I still have no clue. Because like I mentioned earlier, this to max this out, right, is $66,000. But that's one set. You guys know that everybody uses at least 4 sets. Like, if you don't want to worry about tempering your Monster Hunt gear and anything non-war related, okay, cool. But you still have 4 sets that you have to contend with. Your mix set, infantry, cavalry, and ranged. So yes, it's $66,000 for one set if you're going all champion. But we all know that there's 4 sets that you're going to end up having to work on. So we're talking over $100,000. Can you really slow roll that? And if you do, how many years is it going to take you? How long until the next update that makes all of that slow rolling obsolete? I don't know. I'm still like dumbfounded by all of this. And like I said, I don't know who is the one creating this. It was just shared on my Discord. So I wish I could give you credit, but I don't really see it that says it anywhere. But it just puts this into perspective. Like, even just a Frostwing Greatsword will take you at like $1,300 to max. What? What? So, yeah. I don't know. I've honestly just I'm just gonna keep working on my stars. I seem to be making better headway there than I would ever make here, because you know what would make this a little bit better, and even then would be kind of rough. Let's say that you temper, I don't know. Let's say my winter mitts, right? What if then I can somehow go through some process where I can take out the tempering from that and put it on another item? You know, just something along those lines. Because if it's permanent, which it is, a lot of these items will probably become obsolete, and then you just wasted $1,300 on winter mitts that you probably won't use in the future. I don't know. Kind of weird. But yeah, let me know where you guys stand so far with the update. I don't know what I'm gonna do still. I'm still a bit confused as to, do I just want to go and full on become a filler and max out my Wolfpack sigils and that's about it, or like, cause yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Either way, appreciate you guys for coming through, and until later, bye.